Alright guys, welcome back to the channel where we track down, body snatch, and react to some of the wildest videos you can find on the internet. So whether you like it, you love it, or hate it, let's get after it.
You know how they say Hollywood tells you the truth
Oh, I don't
or
got
what
no
they're going to
volume
do in
here.
movies?
Or maybe I do.
Well, it couldn't be more true in this
Nope,
movie,
give me a second, guys.
which was in
Give me just a
1997.
second.
It's called Conspiracy Theory. And I was not awake in 19. You know how they say Hollywood tells you the truth or what they're going to do in movies? Well, it couldn't be more true in this movie, which was in 1997. It's called Conspiracy Theory. And I was not awake in 1997.
Not many of us were.
And oh my gosh, here is the opening scene to the movie. You might want to go watch it again.
Have you guys heard about that? Because I don't think that I have. Yeah, we know about the fluoride, don't we? That's crazy. You remember when he got in trouble just recently, really, for all the shit he's been saying? Three minutes. Whatever. That dude went off on the conspiracy theories on that movie. Yeah. I feel like he was just rambling on. What's going on? Hey, that better be AI. That fool just stole a dog. Oh, you better not steal my dog, I'll tell you what.
Surely exist in this universe. The universe is 14 billion years old, and the ingredients of life on Earth are the most common ingredients in the universe. And formed, it was about 200 million years for signs of single-celled life. So even though we can't duplicate that yet, we don't know how, that's a frontier of biology, Earth didn't seem to have problems getting the job done within 200 million years. That's Earth. Now you have exoplanets everywhere across the galaxy. To suggest that life on Earth is alone in the universe, you'd have to have some point of philosophy that requires you believe that, because it's not derived from actual evidence or observations
or common sense
of the universe itself. So, aliens, usually people mean intelligent aliens, but we're happy to find any kind of life at all. Bacterial life.
Facts.
That would transform biology.
What about in our galaxy, in the Milky Way galaxy?
Yeah, the galaxy is the most sensible place to. So we've looked for exoplanets. So
what's that?
A planet orbiting another star. Because you're going to look for life, we presume it's going to be on a planet. So if this table is the galaxy, And the solar system would be about right there. We've searched a circle about this big for exoplanets.
And what's the solar system versus the
It's just the sun and its planets.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, solar system. Stars in the galaxy.
Mm-hmm.
That's
The
crazy.
galaxy is one of perhaps as many as 1 trillion galaxies in the observable universe. So to say we're alone, that's just you're being philosophically irresponsible.
So this table is...
Hey, philosophically irresponsible is scientific terms for you're fucking idiot.
The galaxy?
Yeah, if it were the galaxy.
And we searched a coin...
Yes, that's a good word to use. A coin-size volume of this galaxy. We've searched for exoplanets and, by association, life. So folks at the SETI Institute, the Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence, they've come up with an analogy.
Oh yeah, that was
People
another.
said, well, we haven't found life.
I wanted to look up some stuff on SETI too, so you guys remind me in the comments.
Life yet, so maybe there's no life anywhere. And we say, no, take a cup and scoop it into the ocean. That's like saying, the ocean has no whales in it.
Is that the equivalent?
Yeah, it's equivalent in terms of the space of searching, because it's not only in
And maybe not even whales. That's like taking a cup of water out of the ocean and saying that, just because you didn't get a guppy that belongs on another beach or something, another part of the waters, and saying all that.
Physical space, but it's in time. Suppose aliens sent radio signals to us, and they arrived 2,000 years ago. Do the Romans have radio telescopes? No. But we would all count them as intelligent. So communication requires intelligence and technology. How long have we had technology?
And the will to communicate.
80 years.
On the chance of probability, do you think there are aliens in the Milky Way galaxy?
Yeah. Oh, sure.
You think there are?
I don't see why not. It's a calculation you can do. I did it with 2 colleagues of mine. We have about 100 civilizations in the galaxy alive now. That's not many out of the total number of stars, but again...
Did you hear what he just said?
I did it with 2 colleagues of mine. We have about 100 civilizations in the galaxy alive now. That's not many out of the total number of stars, but again, a civilization has to evolve out of whatever it was, and it's a tiny little slice of time relative to how long the planet has been there.
100 different living...
Yeah, civilizations.
I pause on the word
Yeah.
living, because living can mean many things.
Well, I mean, Mars might have had life, but it would be dead today on the surface. So we're looking for living civilizations.
And does that excite you?
Yes, completely. But you want to know, with fuzzy lights in the sky, and no one has brought forth an alien. I need better evidence, because you're making an extraordinary claim.
Humans' fascination with meeting these aliens when we've got crazy species we've never met on our own planet.
That's a good point. And plus, what do we need real aliens for when
Facts.
we're in Hollywood?
Yeah.
The funny part to me is we have no knowledge that aliens want to harm us. But we do have knowledge that humans want to harm humans. And any encounter between an advanced civilization and one that was less advanced in the history of exploration has never boded well for the less advanced civilization.
Never.
So for me, we are describing aliens not as we think they would be, but as we know we are to one another.
Hey, so you think, they have an agenda? If they were to come down, you think they would, have an agenda against us? That's crazy to think that that's an immediate response to, hi, how are you? What the fuck are you talking about?
Mirror.
And we've only got to play out what we would do as well if we found an alien civilization. What would humans do? I mean, I think we'd go and try and steal some of them and bring them here.
Just body snatch them right off their planet? That's insane.
That's like worms saying, "Oh, we found some humans. What should we do with them? Should we corral them?" No. If aliens came here, they clearly are more advanced than we are, because we haven't
made it there
orbit in 53 years. So if they cross the galaxy to visit us,
this motherfucker just said we haven't left Earth's orbit in 53 years. He gonna lie to us right here on this fucking TV, man.
Shoot a gun at him? He'll laugh at us. You know.
In all the movies that we beat them. That's so funny. I've never thought about that before. That we just shoot guns at them.
You shoot guns at them, and did it really make a difference?
Hey, what are they gonna do when they come down and we start showing them all these movies that we've annihilated them in? You know what I mean? They're like, oh, you guys really fucking think a lot about us, right?
You know.
We put like Brad Pitt or whoever in like a Tom Cruise in a...
What the hell is going on this planet? So according to NASA, the aliens that's supposed to be coming here in November have a strong resemblance to us. The aggressive aliens that's on their way to Earth that's supposed to get here in November resemble African American people. And they're saying they're around 7 feet tall.
Why don't they look white?
We already know why they're aggressive. We already know what they're coming back here for. Earlier this summer, the Pentagon said that the Anunnaki would be back here in the next 2 years.
They did say that.
NASA, of course, again, NASA is saying that the aliens that are coming here this November look like African Americans. You do the math. The truth.
Hey, I don't care what they look like. I just would really like to at least interact with them, you know, at least once. High five, you know. Huh?
Share a coffee.
Yeah, share of coffee, beer,
The
bong.
matter is, the truth has been hidden for way too long about what this planet is, where this planet came from, who we are as a people. And apparently, those interstellar beings that's coming here are coming here for a reason. And apparently, someone's spoken to them. Someone is keeping contact.
What's this dude doing? I just seen his homeboy back there too. Watch out. There he is. Hey, you fuck with one, you already know. You fuck around and find out. Hey, that would trip me out though, man. If I'm sitting there looking at this dude and I shake or something and I just see a glimmer of what's behind him and there's fucking 1,000 of these things, that'd be crazy. They're all over back there. Run.
Here is a 3i Atlas update. New image of 3i Atlas has been released, and it looks like it has a force field now. What is that? Like, here's another image showing 3i Atlas actually did blast into the sun, and after that it should have broken up if it was a comet. But then this image is released. It is not only 100% intact, but it also has a new aura, as if it has some type of force field around it now. But I am seeing reports of people saying 3i Atlas was broken up. That was a completely different Atlas comet. At this point, they really think here's the NASA director.
That was a completely different 3i Atlas. Completely different.
Bonding.
It walks like a comet, talks like a comet, struts like a... To say the experts say, and therefore you should believe it. It makes sense to say, here is the evidence, cause of this and that pieces of evidence.
Hey, I'm glad the experts say it, because I totally believe it now.
It's not a matter of the experts saying what it is. They need to show how they explain. It walks like a comet, talks like a comet, it's a comet.
So the cover-up
Jesus
has
with this
officially
shit.
begun. But you know my theory. Still otherworldly beings are really in charge of everything on Earth, and they do not want to let go of power.
Our people are claiming that they traveled to Earth from other dimensions, guide humanity into the golden age of... I don't see no great happiness, so please point some of these folks out to me.
But really, nothing has changed. 3i Atlas is still there. We're still in a solar storm. And
Hey,
all
still
of the
cruising by us.
Are still experiencing evolution symptoms.
Please point some of these folks out to me.
Is that you? Are you a starseed? All of this is about the starseeds.
In fact, if you search the term starseeds on the internet, you will find more than 400 million results. People are mad.
So if you've been experiencing vivid dreams and supernatural events, you're probably a starseed. And I would suggest you use your own discernment and actually listen to real proof.
They need to show how they explain.
And not just people telling you to look the other way. Because if we're right, we're talking about an alien invasion. But I don't know, what do you think? Is 3i Atlas just a comet? Is it a spaceship that is seeding the sun? Is God coming back, or are we being invaded?
Why does every whistleblower in
Good
Vernon
question.
Parish end up quiet or gone? Vernon Parish, Louisiana, has faced years of allegations around whistleblower retaliation, financial misconduct, and systemic silence.
I'll tell you why. Snitches get stitches!
In the heart of Vernon Parish sits Leesville, a military town that's seen 100 scandals and stayed silent through them all. Over the years, multiple reports of stolen grant money, cover-ups in the sheriff's office, and retaliation against whistleblowers have come and gone. But ask anyone local, they'll tell you the real stories were never printed. One former city employee tried to expose financial misconduct tied to Fort Polk contracts. Ended up fired, blacklisted, and silenced.
I just threw this one in because it was
corrections officer who spoke out about inmate treatment.
this part.
Then terminated. Why is it so hard to get the truth out of Vernon Parish? Why do so many people get punished for telling it? And what exactly is being protected? Don't just watch. Name the parish. Name
What's
the
going on in
Follow us
old
for more
Vernon
on Parish
Parish?
Watch List.
There's this 23-year-old kid named Rafael Perez, and he's out of this airport in Chimalacán, Mexico. And this kid, he's going to fly on his own for the first time. So he takes off at 9:15 a.m. And right away he notices that it's very foggy. So he really has not really a good sense of where he is. He can't quite find the airport. And so he tries calling in with a radio. He doesn't really hear back from them. It's sort of garbled static. So he takes the yoke and he tries to bank the airplane left. But the airplane doesn't go left. It just continues flying in a straight line. The plane begins to climb, and he's not making the plane climb. The plane is climbing on its own. There was like this huge cloud that he was basically flying into. He can't see anything, and he passes out. He wakes up in the cockpit, has no idea how long he's been asleep for, but he's immediately shocked that, holy cow, I did not crash the plane. He also looks out the window, and there's no more mist or fog. It's actually just the open ocean underneath him. And he looks at his clock, and it says 11:30. Took off at 9:15. It's below 3 hours. The amount of time that has transpired that apparently I was asleep for is not enough time for me to arrive over any body of water. In addition to that, he looks at his gas gauge, and it's at 3/4 tank. And he knew that not only is that way too high, but he wouldn't have had enough gas to reach any water body. And as he's coming to like, what's happening here, somebody chimes in over the radio and goes, hey, are you there? He grabs this radio and he's like, hey, I fell asleep in my plane. I don't know where I am. And the guy on the other end, he's like, hey, this is Carlos. Are you alone in your airplane? And Rafael's like, of course I'm alone. Where am I? And Carlos is like, listen, you're just off the coast of Acapulco, and for the last hour, you've been flying out over the water. He arrived off the coast of Acapulco now an hour earlier. It takes 3 hours to get there. He apparently did it in about an hour and 15 minutes. He lands at the airport in Acapulco, and as soon as he gets off, there's these people in suits that are there to meet him, and they immediately take him, and they drive him to a hospital. They drug test him. He's not on drugs, and they also have a psychologist come in, and they give him a profile, make sure he's sane, and she determines that he is. And so finally they say, okay, we're going to tell you what happened. When you showed up off the coast of Acapulco, you showed up on the radar screen of who you were talking to. And he talked to you for an hour while you were out over the water, and it was recorded. And I'm going to read to you the first thing that Rafael said to Carlos. The pilot is speaking, but not of his own free will. We are using him as a microphone. Your equipment is too primitive. It is not important who we are or where we come from, only that we are inhabitants of the same universe. For the next 30 to 45 minutes, the voice being projected through Rafael talked about humanity is the only intelligent species in the entire universe that uses warfare and conducts violence on each other, and you are poised for a nuclear holocaust.
That is a little bit
may be
crazy.
Exterminated if this
We're the
continues.
only.
And then at about 11:30,
we're the only animals that will declare war on each other with weapons outside of a stick. Like, we play for keeps.
Rafael wakes up. No one has any idea how Rafael wound up over the coast, and the Mexican government quickly took this story, buried it, and now you can only access it in this obscure library in Mexico.
I found a new rabbit hole to go down, and you all are coming with me.
Let's go.
This is going to become a series because the deeper I dig into this, this rabbit hole goes deep. So let's go along on this journey. I posted a podcast a little while back, and they were discussing the Donald Trump White House ballroom project. And they brought up some interesting facts that kind of piqued my interest. They mentioned a couple of donors, because again, Donald Trump is not paying for this with taxpayer money. He's using private donors and corporate donors to help fund this 90,000 square foot ballroom in the White House. A vanity project. In that clip I posted from the podcast, they mentioned some pretty big names, and I thought, well, that's kind of weird. Why are they donating? So I decided to do a little bit of research. Turns out there's a lot more donors than was mentioned in the clip. In total, there's 37 donors. That's corporate and private personal donors. I'm going to focus in this video on the corporate donors, and I'm going to kind of break them down because it raises a lot of questions that I just need answers to. Here we go. This is a list of some of the donors, and the donors that I'm specifically listing off under the corporate portion of it are all either A, tech giants, or B, defense contracting companies, okay? First question is, what does a tech giant or a defense contracting company gain from investing money into essentially a vanity project for a 90,000 square foot ballroom?
Bro, they're not doing it anonymously. First of all, they're not doing it anonymously. They're getting it all back in their taxes. They don't give a fuck how much money they put into that. Especially that. That's just giving them clout with the president.
Fill out money for a ballroom at the White House. First question, kind of odd. Here's the list. We have Meta, Apple, Amazon, Google, Lockheed Martin, Microsoft, Comcast, Palantir, T-Mobile, Micron Technologies, Booz Allen and Hamilton, a cyber defense company, and HP.
Every big box company out there.
Those are some really heavy hitters in tech and defense. Here's a few of the questions I have. Weren't some of the CEOs of some of these companies early on?
Hey, who just got the same idea I did about all these tech giants and all these contributors to this ballroom? Hey, I wonder if, because they're all like defense, tech defense, cyber defense, stuff like that. I wonder if they're like doing something special with that ballroom.
Like staunch.
Like outside of making it a ballroom.
Adversaries of the current administration. Wasn't Google and Amazon, weren't they mad at Donald Trump? Didn't they get into some sort of online flame war? There was Google CEO and the co-founder at protests. Why in the world would a tech giant or a defense contractor, what do they gain from investing in a ballroom?
Bro, nobody knows.
Side note, the ballroom is supposed to be completed. The estimates are saying that it's supposed to be completed by January of 2029. That's the estimate. The next inauguration is January 20th, 2029. So the ballroom is not supposed to be completed until a little bit before January of 2029, which means that when it's completed, Donald Trump is not going to get a chance to enjoy it. Why spend $300 million on something as a vanity project that you're never going to get to really enjoy? Is he planning on getting invited back? A lot of weird questions, a lot of strange things. He's getting money from donors who just a few years ago
That's a good question.
hated him. Amazon's on the list. Donald Trump called Jeff Bezos in a tweet from 2019. All of these leaders of these companies were staunchly against him. And now all of a sudden...
You guys, what would be the point of that? Why would he initiate that knowing he's not even going to be in office?
Are going to give him money to build the ballroom. And that's not even looking at the list that I have of the personal donors, and I know none of these names, but there's a lot That's going to be a different video because I want to know more about these individual donors because right now, what these people have donated has not fully been disclosed yet. So, yeah, this rabbit hole is going to go deep. Do your own research on this. This is super strange. Are they building like a doomsday bunker under the White House? That's kind of the prevailing theory I've heard. I don't know. It is just super sketch.
I would watch for Barron because here's the thing. There's also another book called Barron Trump's Marvelous Underground Journey. Ingersoll Lockwood wrote this book too in the late 1800s, depicting this character.
When they pick those same names.
Yes. Barron Trump. That is a book. Yes. Ingersoll Lockwood wrote both these books. Right?
In the 1800s.
Yes. I believe it was like 1893, 1896, something like that.
Then there has to be time travelers.
Well, here's the thing. In the book, Barron Trump is a time traveler. No bullshit. All this is in the book, you guys. And guess what? So he time travels, right? He has a mentor named Don. This is in the book. So, here's the theory. That Trump
Do you guys
actually
think
has some type of time.
Do you guys think these fools are actually time travelers?
Time travel technology only because Donald Trump's uncle, John G. Trump, worked for the FBI. Now, when Nikola Tesla died, they sent him in because he's a scientist, he's a physicist, engineer, smart guy. So they're like, hey, go in to Nikola Tesla's, room and decipher all his works and whatnot, because Nikola Tesla is free energy.
Hey, wouldn't it be funny if Donald Trump was a time traveler, ported from one place to another? Everything might not always get there in 100%. That would explain a lot about his hair. I'm just saying.
A multitude of things, right? So, Donald Trump's uncle goes in there and says, we didn't find anything. Bunch of BS. You don't think that Nikola Tesla, who had discovered free energy and manipulated electromagnetism, which had that you can, in theory, bend time, light, and space, this man's works was confiscated by him and he didn't find anything?
Why did every
That's
phone
pretty
company
wild.
eliminate removable batteries at the exact same time? That wasn't coincidence. That was coordination. They told us it was for design. Slimmer phones, water resistance, but those
That's
were
what they
just
say.
surface level excuses because when you could take the battery out, you had real power. You could shut it all down, cut the signal, kill the tracking, stop the eavesdropping, gone, just like that. Now, press power, swipe off, hold the button, doesn't matter. The phone pretends to be off, but it's not. It still listens, still watches, alarms still work, updates still install while you sleep. Airplane mode, just a feel-good toggle. And here's what no one wants to say out loud. Every major brand, every flagship model, switched at once. No choice, no alternative. Because the system needed you to carry it, willingly, everywhere. It became the perfect surveillance tool.
Snowden told us all.
Not forced into your life, but invited in.
He's one of the many.
It tracks, it listens, it maps your every move.
Alright guys, that's it for today's show. Until next time, much love.